Look, over 4 years ago, I only had $400 in my bank account and I was also battling with severe social anxiety. It took me 10 years exactly, from the moment I started my first business at 11 to the moment I had my first $1,000 day in sales at only 21. And by the way, that's coming from a lower middle class background. My father's a nurse, my mother a nursing assistant, so as you can see, I don't come from money. Which is why in this video, I am going to share with you my secret formula to $10,000 per month. I really wish someone could have told me these things back when I started my entrepreneurial journey, because I can tell you that it would have saved years of my life and thousands of dollars. If my parents had known what wealthy people know, then they would have been far wealthier themselves. The truth is, if you were born in a low income or lower middle class family like me and you want to rise up in the social hierarchy, the odds are stacked against you. Wealthy people typically create equally successful people because they pass on the right money beliefs to their children, whereas the middle class typically passes off outdated, incorrect money beliefs to their offspring because they don't know any better. Most people tend to stay in the same social class they were born in because they never even dared to question their position within that hierarchy. Growing up, we often lacked money. Every day I would hear my parents complaining about the price of bread or lettuce. It was unbearable. My mother worked a dangerous night job as a nursing assistant to provide for my younger sister and I. Along with her other female co-workers, she had to treat very dangerous patients. Thugs that got into fights with gangs, drug dealers, convicted felons. So let me tell you, it was far from being an easy job. My father worked a dead-end job he hated, which made him fall for many vices and addictions. He'd often get drunk and become physically abusive towards me. So growing up in this shitty environment, I felt like it was my duty to become successful and to get my family out of hell, because who else would do it? And I knew that in order to achieve that, I needed to take a different path. The problem is, anytime you slightly deviate from the path that society predetermined for you, you will inevitably face rejection and criticism. Society has led you to believe that the way to become successful is to get massively in debt, to get an overpriced degree, to get a good job, be a good consumer, pay taxes, be grateful for only having 2 weeks of vacations per year, and that's all that there is to life. So of course, when you decide to carve your own path instead, if like me, you decide to start a business, be prepared to be criticized, laughed at, and even hated. Most people are too afraid to question the status quo, so when they see an outlier, they want to silence them. But something I realized early on in life is that just because someone tells you that you can't do something doesn't mean they are right. Roger Bannister was the first man ever to run a sub 4-minute mile in 1954. At the time, scientists claimed it was physically impossible to do that. And it gets even crazier. After Roger Bannister broke the record, lots of high schoolers started to do the same. What changed? Belief. Because they witnessed him achieve it, now they started to think it was a possibility and that they could do it too. A wise man once said, whether you think you can or can't, either way you're right. If you want to become wealthy, you need to start questioning the beliefs that have been passed on to you as a child and the things that you were taught by society. Wealthy people think and act very differently than the middle class and lower social classes. Before I was able to have my first $1,000 day in sales at only 21, I realized I had to seek advice from people who were more successful than me, because that's how you learn. I wasn't going to learn to build a profitable business from university professors that aren't even business owners themselves, they're employees, and they're just reciting old marketing concepts from old textbooks which are completely outdated. Now, as a beginner in business, it is essential that you pick a business model that allows you to make mistakes for free. Back in 2019-2020, with a friend of mine, we decided to give dropshipping a try. The issue is, we were both broke students, and we couldn't afford to waste hundreds of dollars per day on Facebook ads. Long story short, we found a winning product, built an entire Shopify store, and launched our first ad campaign. And only 30 minutes later, we made a sale. But the truth is, we were quickly forced to stop because Facebook ads quickly ate up all of our budget. So we made $50, sure, but we spent $100 on ads. And that is why, if you are a beginner and you want to build a profitable business, I am always going to recommend that you pick a business model that allows you to get customers for free without having to rely on paid advertising. As a beginner, you don't have the skills or the experience or the knowledge to run profitable ads. So by starting a business that allows you to get customers for free, even if for some reason you did everything wrong and for the next 12 months you couldn't sign a single customer, it's not like you would lose your lifetime savings or risk going bankrupt. You can always bounce back from that failure. Now, if you want to hear my full story, how I went from struggling financially, only having $400 in my bank account over 4 years ago, to generating upwards of $1,000 in a single day at only 21, I've recorded a free video in which I share my full step-by-step process so you can copy me. And in that same video, you will discover the 2 best paths to $5,000 and $10,000 per month in 2024 and beyond. The link will be in the description below. If you can grind for hours on Fortnite, on Minecraft, then you can also grind for hours in front of your computer screen screen, reaching out to potential customers, or making content. I want you to remember this phrase: consumers spend money, producers make money. It's not the person who watches Netflix who makes money. It's the person who owns the platform. It's not the person who plays Fortnite or Call of Duty or whatever other game people play that makes the money. It's the one who made the game. Now I get it. Consuming is easy and passive, whereas creating is an active role and it's time consuming. It requires effort. But if you want to make more money and become financially free, you need to shift from solely being a consumer to being a producer. Make it fun, turn it into a game. Keep score. How many potential customers did you reach out to today? How many pieces of content did you create in the last week? How much value did you create for other people? Now look, I get it. You started seeing some success with your business. You signed your first couple customers, and so now you want to go and spend your money on nice shit. Especially if, like me, you grew up in a lower middle class family or in a lower social class, and your whole life you felt super frustrated because you could never afford the things that you wanted. So I get you, I really do. But you can be the guy that starts making $5,000 a month, $10,000 a month, and you blow everything because you start spending more money than you can afford on nice shit to impress people. Or you can be even smarter than that and reinvest 90% to 100% of what you make, and that will allow you to take your business to the next level. Truth is, when you start making some money with your business, you start getting some success, it's hard to resist the temptation because you're like a kid at the candy store. You want everything that's inside. But if you can delay the moment that you spend money on nice shit, trust me when I say that soon enough you'll be able to afford anything you want, even things that are on the more expensive side like sports cars. So in my humble opinion, it's worth the sacrifice. Now if you want to become wealthy, it's time you start learning high-income skills. High-income skills can make you very wealthy in two different ways. You can either learn high-income skills such as sales, marketing, copywriting, advertising, and then offer that skill as a service by becoming an employee in a big company. Or you can utilize the high-income skills you've learned to build your own business. That's exactly what I've done, and that's what allowed me to make $1,000 a day at only 21. And that's the best way to build wealth, starting from nothing, guaranteed. The difference between an entry-level worker at McDonald's and a billionaire is their level of skill and of experience. The people that are employed by McDonald's or other fast food chains, they get paid so little because they're easily replaceable. Their skills are not in high demand. So if you want to make more money, ask yourself, what high-income skills do I need to learn? And the answer would typically be things like sales, marketing, copywriting, advertising, etc. Doing that is exactly what allowed me to have my first $1,000 a day at only 21. Now I know that you've been told time and again to invest your money, but the truth is, investing is for the rich. While most so-called financial experts will tell you to save your money, never spend $5 on a Starbucks drink, and invest in a 401k, I preach getting rich young with a business and investing later on. Remember this, the goal is to get rich as quickly as you can with a business, and then to stay rich and to keep getting richer slowly but surely with different investments. The reason the rich invest their money is because if they don't, they will lose a huge chunk of it to inflation. But if right now you're broke, you start investing $100 a month in the stock market, you'll wake up tomorrow, your life will be the same. You'll wake up 5 years from now, your life will be the same. You still won't be financially free. So until you're at $10,000 per month with your business, don't even think about investing in the stock market, real estate, or worse, things like crypto. Instead, invest in education and in your business. That being said, if you found this video helpful, share it with a friend, and together, let's blow up this YouTube channel to empower individuals across the globe to become financially free.